Sam Raimi has infinite juice. That was my Letterboxd review for 2026's Send Help, the newest installment in the hall of Sam Raimi directed horror films. Now to me, that sounds like heaven, but seemingly the studios didn't agree. This movie has been released in February. For those who aren't aware, movies that are dropped in January are usually bad. This happens every year because the theaters and the studios have all decided that January is the time of year that makes the least amount of money. That's why you see so many good movies released around Christmas or during the summer, to capitalize on people being able to go out and see a movie. So usually a horror movie dropped in January would usually look something like this. But every once in a while we get a real gem out of January. Gemuary. Shit was ass. This year the hidden gems stifled amongst things like the Markiplier movie and the third Silent Hill movie is Sam Raimi's Send Help. The movie stars Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, who, may I add, are the perfect castings for a Sam Raimi movie. They know how to dial up their characters to 11 while also still keeping them somewhat grounded so that you believe the more heartfelt moments. Sam Raimi's directing style is quite literally one of my favorite styles to ever exist within American film. He's one of my guys. I had been excited for this movie since I saw the trailer a few months ago, and somehow I was unaware that a new Sam Raimi movie was even in the works. Kind of a bummer that he's so out of the public eye relevance-wise. Like it hadn't made it to my ears by like a tabloid post or a discussing film tweet. Maybe it did. I'm off Twitter. Who cares? All that to say, I was very excited to be able to purchase my tickets to this 3D movie at my local theater. I hadn't thought about it yet, but Sam Raimi may be the only director other than like James Cameron where his movies benefit from the 3D format. There's a moment in this movie where a zombified face like pops up out of nowhere like that old YouTube jump scare video, and it sent a chill down my spine in 3D. Thought that freak was gonna get me. I wanted to take a moment to talk about seeing a 3D movie in 2026. I have only seen the 2 Wicked movies in 3D in the last like 15 years, nothing else. Very rarely will I ever choose to watch a movie in 3D, but this time was different. My girlfriend and I wanted to see a matinee, so the only showing we could see was a 3D movie that fit our time schedule, and I honestly looked at her and I went, that might be perfect. Like, that might be a perfect way to watch the Sam Raimi movie. Seeing a movie in 3D does mean that you will probably have to interact with your local theater attendant, though. Every time I've been to one, the screen has been calibrated wrong, and they've had to go up there and like switch slides, so it's like less blurry. Luckily, I didn't have to do it this time, though. Another guy left the theater, came back, and then the movie was fixed, so thank you to you. Shout out to you, man. I loved the 3D aspect of this movie. Even if it wasn't intentionally filmed in 3D, Sam Raimi's directing style at least worked really well with the technology to make like a finished product. But on to the actual movie. This was a blast. Rachel McAdams shows why she should be in at least 4 movies a year, and Dylan O'Brien continues to just add ridiculously good character performances as notches on his belt. Did any of you guys see that movie Anniversary from last year? It was like horrible, but it was one of the most baffling movies I've ever seen, where like every decision everybody made felt wrong, except Dylan O'Brien. He was quite good in it. Regardless, they were both amazing in this movie, and I think without them, this thing kind of falls apart somewhat. They both bring an electric energy, and like I said earlier, turn their characters up to 11 when they need to, play realistically when they need to as well. The first act revolves entirely around Linda Little, a character that is played by Rachel McAdams, but we are supposed to believe is a gross slob who doesn't care about her hygiene. This works after a while, but is definitely jarring at first because it's literally Regina George from Mean Girls staring down the barrel of the camera. She's up for a promotion to VP of her company due to her hard work and her ability with numbers. Her boss dies, and his asshole son, Bradley Preston, is handed the company on a silver platter. He comes in with an attitude that we have seen many times in movies, which can be categorized as calling him a finance frat bro. The promotion Linda was up for is actually given to a guy named Donnie, who was in Bradley's frat in college. Linda is obviously pissed, but Bradley offers her one last chance, a trip to Bangkok to fix a deal they have in the works. Oh, also, when we were in Linda's apartment earlier in the movie, just really establishing that she's alone and drinks wine with her pet bird, we see that she is very into Survivor, the show. Linda, Donnie, and Bradley all get onto a private jet and start their journey to Bangkok. Things are immediately soured when Donnie pulls up Linda's audition video for Survivor, and it is quite embarrassing. But honestly, she's like locked in. She's jumping from trees and making fires and shit. It's awesome. Linda is very upset by this and realizes that they only brought her on this trip to make fun of her. Mere moments later, the plane engine explodes, and there's an extended scene of Donnie being sucked out of a plane and hung by his tie. This is where the real Sam Raimi ridiculousness comes into this movie. The plane crashes and leaves Linda and Bradley stuck on a deserted island. Honestly, this is one of the best premise movies that we have gotten in a very long time, where the writer just came up with a great idea for a story, and Sam Raimi knew exactly how to expertly direct it to be intensely interesting the entire runtime. From here, we see Linda able to really hold her own in the wilderness, forming shelter, starting a fire, hunting a wild boar. All of her Survivor training and auditions have led to this very moment. Bradley wakes up and is instantly pulling rank, saying that Linda works for him and and has to abide by his rules, but in reality he has no power here and has to stay with Linda until they're rescued. This is where the movie really splits open. The third act starts with Bradley's fiance showing up on a rescue boat while Linda is out adventuring by herself. Linda has decided she wants to stay on this island. She likes being able to fend for herself and has become kind of a badass, doing whatever she wants to stay alive. She takes Bradley's fiance and her guide up this cliff that she knows is going to fall apart, lets it crumble, and then pushes them off the cliff, killing the two people that could have rescued them. Bradley finds out by his fiance's arm sticking out of the sand with her engagement ring still on. He takes the ring and tries to stop Linda. They're at odds and he runs away until he reaches the house from Primate, I guess? What? No, there's this giant mansion on the island that Linda has known about for weeks, but told Bradley that there's poisonous vines over on that side of the island, so they can't go there. Bradley and her both go into this house and fight to the death. Linda ends up winning and going home as the celebrity and hero. The movie ends with her driving a sports car away from a golf tournament where she is hailed as a survivor. The end. This movie rocks, man. I love how they use gore in this movie because it's really jarring, juxtaposed against the more low-key scenes where they're reminiscing about home, whereas Linda is reevaluating the rest of her life. I think a lot of the heavy lifting of this movie is done by the premise, but you cannot deny the fact that Sam Raimi just has swag when directing a movie. A world where Sam Raimi is making popcorn horror movies is a world that I want to live in. Sam Raimi has definitely fallen on some directorial hard times over the last 15 years, with the last movie that felt like his being Drag Me to Hell in 2009. Since then, he has done Oz the Great and Ass. It's so stupid. And Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Mid. Doctor Strange really isn't that bad, it's just hard to hear a directorial voice over the cogs of the Marvel machine grinding up people. I'm so happy to see that Sam Raimi is back and that he got to make a movie more akin to what we had come to expect Sam Raimi to make before he started making big Hollywood movies. The fact that we got a good horror movie with a good premise and good actors in January is astounding to me. But more than that, I'm happy that we got two of them, with 28 years later The Bone Temple being incredible. Which of the two do you like more? I think I'm leaning more towards The Bone Temple at this time. I just think that movie is beautiful and so human, and that whole 28 years later trilogy is incredible so far, and I can't wait for the third one. I may make a video about that, we'll see. I hope you guys are liking these smaller videos. I'm sorry I haven't posted in so long. It got really difficult to keep the pace of the green screen videos, and the work was a lot, and I have a lot going on, so those will still be coming out, but I think the Indiana Jones videos for now are kaput. I think I'm not doing that for now, but I do have some cooler, higher concept commentary essay videos that I'm thinking up right now, so I'm trying to work on those and get you guys some cooler videos, and then we're gonna do these smaller videos once a week, once every 2 weeks, as much as I can make them when I see movies, but yeah, trying to be more consistent this year. If you guys want to support me, all my links are in the description for everything I do, and if you want to get the videos a day early, I have a Patreon where I put the videos up a day early. That'll also be linked down below. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you enjoyed. Have a great day, watch a great movie, see ya.